So everything's closed right now, but like all the bookstores are. But I happened to go to Costco, and I noticed they had a bunch of these 5-issue volumes collecting a bunch of different things with Spider-Man, and one with Iron Man. So I've actually only read the Iron Man because, well, I love Spider-Man. Of course, I'm going to read those eventually. But I realized something. This is the first ever Iron Man comic I have read. I actually skipped one of them because I didn't want to read this one from like the 70s or whenever the heck that's from. Because I think I mentioned before, there's something about that color scheme that it's just puke-inducing. I just hate it. There's just something gross about it. And like, I feel the format is just wrong. Like just, I don't know, just looking at it and seeing like the color styles, and like I've seen that sort of dark blue with black printing done before, and there's something about that style that just irks me so much. But I read the other 3, and 2 of them were origin stories. So one of them told an interesting version of it, and they alternated a bunch of stuff of like what was up with his heart and stuff. And then I read the Marvel Adventures Iron Man number 7, and that one was a nice little standalone issue of Iron Man had to go to some island, Latavia, to save his friends from Doctor Doom. So he had to use his brand new Iron Man stealth suit, and he gets chased by a yipping dog at one point. So it was a fun read, but yeah, so that was my first ever Iron Man comic. One critique about some of these issues that you can get for that's $7.49 Canadian, like it's cheap. Is not every issue even tells you what year it runs. So I see Iron Man 1 and Iron Man issue 1. I'm like, well, what are they? I think the Gwenpool does. Yeah, Gwenpool. No, Gwenpool also doesn't tell you when they are. Or sorry, Gwenpool. Spider-Gwen. I'm getting ahead of myself from my Deadpool series. But the Spider-Gwen one doesn't tell you years. The Miles one does? Yeah. So, Ultimate Comics 2011, Spider-Man 2016, and then this one tells you the years. It's got a bunch of old ones in here, but old Spider-Man from the 60s, I'm down with that. I'm down with reading that, even if it's wordy. Like, I'm perfectly fine with reading those. There's just something about the later ones, like, I think we move ahead a bit, and I start seeing that color scheme again, and I just start getting like we move ahead to the 70s and 80s, and it's just like, I don't like that. And then we get more to the 90s, and it's like, it's kind of like a half and half. I might read that, I might not. But and then I'll check out some of the later stuff, but I haven't read these 4 yet. I'm looking forward to it. And then again, this one doesn't tell you the years. So it's like Spider-Man, Edge of Spider-Verse 1 and 5. I think number 2 is in here. That'd be nice if you could put them all together, but... So yeah, I spent money on these. They're about the size... They're a bit smaller than, say, the actual format, like, of a comic. Yeah, it's a bit smaller, tinier print, but still, paying $7.50 for 5 issues, not a bad deal. So, I don't know if I'll actually read more Iron Man after this. I'm semi-familiar with the story, but from what I read in this collection, I don't feel I really got enough of a grasp to know whether I would be interested in continuing. But we'll just have to wait and see. Who knows, maybe I'll get back into Spider-Man and start collecting those again like I did when I was a kid. But everyone stay safe. There are alternatives to the bookstores, and you can still find some stuff in newsstands. But yeah, these feel kind of like Archie digests. All right, peace out.